Welcome to Optimal Timelines. My name is Sean, and this is going to be your monthly Tarotscope readings for your North Node by sign and house for October 2023. Now, before we begin, three things. Number one, if you're new to the channel, the reason I use your North Node in readings as opposed to your Sun, Moon, or Ascendant sign is that it's recognized in astrology that your North Node is your North Star. It's your soul path. It's what you're here to learn and experience in this lifetime. So it's much more relevant to your everyday life as opposed to your sun, moon, or ascendant sign in readings. Number two, these readings are for the individual soul path for the North nodes, not a collective readings for the general public or humanity, meaning that we have a personal soul path for each of us and we have a collective soul path as humanity. So these are geared toward each person's soul path. Now, lastly, you are going to want to watch two videos. You're going to want to watch one for your North Node by sign and one for your North Node by house. So with that, let's begin. I'm going to connect to the energies and we can start. I call upon my spirit guides and guardians and the wisdom of my ancestors to bring forth the information that's true and correct for all who see this reading, that it may bring them the most beautiful, happy life possible and set them on their most optimal future timeline. So may it be. Okay, North Node in Libra and or the 7th house. This is going to be your Tarotscope reading for October 2023. Okay, so the spread on this side of the table represents the first half of the month from the 1st to the 15th, and then this side represents the second half of the month from the 16th on. Now, your overall theme card that popped up is the 8 of Wands, and this is a card of swift action and swift movement. And so I feel like it's all about, movement for you or lack thereof. So like when to act and when not to, when to act swiftly and when not to. But for the most part, I'm seeing a lot of quick active movement this month. Now, your timeline cards for the first half of the month are the Wheel of Fortune reversed. You've got the Queen of Swords reversed, and you've got the Four of Wands reversed. Now, what's interesting this month is that, with the Wheel of Fortune, okay, it is also a card that's positive, one of the cards that's positive when it's reversed, but it's like a delayed energy. It's like the wheel is like there's ups and downs. Sometimes we're up, sometimes we're down. And I feel like this first half of the month, there's something regarding specific people in your life. At the same time, we're looking at in regards to celebrations of some sort. Okay, here's what I mean by that. So with this Four of Wands reversed, okay, this is a card of celebrations. That could be, partings, parties, weddings, bar mitzvahs, whatever it is, just some sort of like celebration, any sort of gatherings of people, even like seminars, it could be, but it's like, which is sort of like a celebration. The interesting thing is I'm going to switch over just really quickly to the second half of the month. The other card you got here is the Three of Cups, which is also a card of celebration, but it's intertwining your energy with others, okay? And they're both reversed. So what I'm seeing here is when we'll get back to the Queen of Wands here, I feel like there is an energy of a person this first half of October that could be an issue or a problem. So I feel like with this Queen of Swords, it can relate to actually a specific person and someone who is probably an air sign. So a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius type energy. And I feel like there's going to be like some sort of an issue that has to be overcome, and it could regard some sort of a gathering or gatherings or celebration of some sort, and even or just putting like a damper on things. Okay, um, so the way to navigate this is, remember, you with your North Node in Libra, it's about, in this lifetime, being able to be diplomatic and getting along with others. So if your North Node is in Libra or the seventh house, it's all about relationships. And I feel like there's going to be this difficult situation with a person or even people, a group of people, but for sure at least one person that is going to have to be, navigated. Now, the advice here is, you have the reversed hermit and you've got the magician. And what I'm seeing here is that this is going to require two things. This is going to require you to see this situation from a higher perspective, but your first instincts are going to be to try to handle it yourself with just using your impulsive action and the talents that you have on hand. That's what the magician is, the master of a lot of elements, and the magician is confident in their abilities. Okay, and so what I'm feeling like is, with the fast movement of this month, there could be an indication for you to like rush in and try to solve this problem, whatever it is, like too quickly. And what I'm seeing here is that what you want to do is you want to look at it from a higher perspective, from like a higher nature. What does that mean? That means that, like, a situation arises and there's a difficult person, you have an impulse to act or react in a certain way, and you act too quickly, as opposed to something happens and you sit back with the wisdom of the hermit, see it from a higher perspective, because the hermit has this lantern of illumination. It's got the six-pointed star here inside this lantern. This is seeing things from a high vantage point, okay? Then being able to respond as opposed to reacting. And so that is what the training here is, doing that, because remember, one of the gifts you have in this lifetime, which also is a curse sometimes, is with your South Node in Aries or South Node in the first house, you have the ability for quick reaction, quick response right away, okay? But if you're watching this video and you have this North Node, you probably have throughout your life done things impulsively and then regretted them, because it's a natural instinct for you to do that. In fact, if you're watching this and you have this North Node, you probably think, yeah, there's quite a few times when I reacted when I shouldn't have. That's all this is saying. This is saying, it's not saying do nothing, whatever this situation is, but this is part of your training in getting along with people and situations, is being able to have the correct response by pausing and looking at it from a more like higher wisdom type of a thing. Okay. And so, I don't know exactly, what this is going to be for each one of you. Obviously, this is an overall energy. What I do see is that this first 2 weeks, this is going to be kind of a test for you to see, like, okay, where are you at? You know what I mean? Are you gonna react to this and just impulsively, or are you gonna kind of think about it and say, like, what would be the best thing to do? And that maybe like counting to 10, or you know what I mean, just like taking some deep breaths and sitting back for a day and kind of thinking about it. Okay. And I do think that it's going to revolve around, like I said, some sort of a group gathering or celebration of some sort for a lot of you. Um, but, in any case, you can navigate this. Just remember that you just want to see it from that higher perspective. Now, going on to the second half of the month, your timeline cards are, you've got the Six of Pentacles reversed, you've got the King of Cups, and you've got the Three of Cups reversed, as I said before. Now, what I'm seeing here is that this again is a training for your North Node. I'm feeling like there's a situation that's going to come up that again is could be involving like a group gathering, or in this case it could be like, probably on a smaller scale, so like a small group. But I feel like there's going to be something that you know you could feel like, maybe it's almost like a feeling of you're not getting your fair share of something in this situation. It's like you're not getting maybe what you feel like you deserve. Okay. And what I'm really getting for you is, with this King of Cups, is I feel like it's going to involve uh, someone who is a water sign. So a Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer person that's going to be, involved in this. And I don't know where it is they're going to be in your life. They could be anything. It could be, a family member, a friend, boss, work acquaintance. Okay. But what this is requiring of you to again pause and be cautious when you're navigating this, because it's going to feel like you aren't getting your share. But what's going to happen is, I feel like you're going to be hugely rewarded for having patience this month. That's what I'm seeing overall. I'm seeing like, if you don't fly into things too quickly and impulsively, it's going to pay off for you. That's what I'm seeing for this whole month. How could it pay off? I mean, we're talking, it could pay off, financially, relationship wise, health wise, just anything, like not making impulsive decisions or actions. That's what this Knight of Pentacles is saying, is that, being able to be still while you're contemplating what you're going to be doing. Now, the Two of Wands reversed here is interesting, because what this is playing into is that whatever's happening this second half of the month, it's almost like when you feel like you're not getting your fair share, it's going to feel like it's hindering you from your dreams and what it is you want from life and what it is you want in your world. So that's what it's going to feel like. It's like, oh, this doesn't feel right, because it's like someone's taking away something from you. Okay. And when you are actually like looking at this and you're pausing, you're going to see it from a different point of view. You're going to see it, because really what's happening with all of this is, it, there could be things in all of this month that's triggering to you. And if you have your South Node in Aries or the first house, okay, that is one of the North Nodes that is very easily triggered by things. So this is like a real test. And how it's going to play out is, you will see, if you don't allow yourself, in a nutshell with all of this, if you don't allow yourself to be triggered, you're going to see that you'll be rewarded in some way. You're going to look back and say, oh, I'm so glad I didn't react that way. I'm so glad I didn't react too quickly. And like, as I said, that's as specific as I can get, because for each of you, it's going to be slightly different. You're on, you have the similar life path and timeline, but in the details will be different. Okay. But that's what I can tell you, is that you're being rewarded for patience. You're being rewarded for not being too impulsive. You're being rewarded for seeing things from a higher perspective. You're being rewarded for being a peacemaker. But it's not going to be easy. I'm going to tell you, you're going to feel like, you know, you're getting things taken away from you, and you absolutely are not. It's just feeling that way. You're going to see that ultimately that your patience and non-reactivity and not getting triggered is going to pay off. So yeah, I wish I could be more specific for each of you. If I could do individual readings, I could, but that's as specific as it's going to get on this general reading. But I think it's a pretty good like starting point to work with. But yeah, it's definitely it's going to be a month of work, but you're getting a huge heads up. Just remember what I said, the key points. Hold your horses, don't react too impulsively, see things from the higher perspective, and you'll be fine. And for some reason, this has to do with gatherings and groups of some sort, celebrations possibly for some of you. And yeah, I'm really curious to see. Let me know in the comments, as the month plays off in October. Let me know how this, how the month found you and how this played out. I'm always fascinated when people give me feedback. They're like, yeah, I listened to that reading and it played out in this way. I'm always really fascinated with how it plays out. So let me know in the comments, and I'd be curious to see. Now, I hope this reading was helpful to you and you found some value in it. If you would like a personal reading, whether it be just questions on, in your life right now, relationships, work, anything, health, I can do a tarot reading on that. I also give optimal timeline readings where I look at your astrological chart and go in and kind of see where you're at on your path and where it is the universe wants you to go. But if you would like more information on that, there's going to be a link in the description box below. Would love to help you with that. With that, reach out to me in the comments. Just say hi. If you could hit that like button, I'd appreciate it. But again, thanks for your support. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on some more videos. Many blessings.